Hey guys, if you've got a problem you'd like to solve, please reach out. We're doing question 19 of 3.4 right now. Okay, so let's jump right in. So what is this question asking for? It wants you to practice all the following. First, there's a power rule, because you have two things involving t and they're being multiplied by each other. Okay? Second thing, you have basically two instances of the chain rule, one here in the exponent function and one in the sine function. So you're going to need to know the derivatives for exponential and sine. The derivative of sine of t is just cos of t, and the derivative of e of t after these steps here becomes just e of t. So it also wants you to recognize that a and b are just constants. They are just stand-ins for any number. If you imagine you have a hill and you're trying to calculate how fast a truck is rolling down the hill, if it's a very heavy truck like a semi, it's going to go much quicker when it accelerates. But we don't actually know, is it going to be 2 kilograms, 20 kilograms, 2,000 kilograms? So we just use A and B, and we can just plug the number in when we're done. This is used all the time in engineering. So since it's just a number, you treat it the same way you would treat, say, 3. We know that the derivative of 3 is 0, so the derivative of A, it's also 0. We know the derivative of 3t is just 3, so the derivative of at becomes a. So we basically have to use the chain rule twice here because there's more or less these hidden brackets. Whenever you see brackets, or you could draw brackets but they're left out, that's a sign chain rule is going to be necessary if it's got something involving your t in it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to solve this problem now. So we first have to apply the product rule before we do any of our chain rules. So the product rule is basically you take the derivative of the first part, and you multiply it by the second part left alone, and then you add to it the first part left alone multiplied by derivative of the second part. And I'm going to break this down into halves, so we'll do the first half first. So what's the derivative of this e to the at? Well, it's e to the at written again times the derivative of what's on the inside, the at. When you take the derivative of the at, as we just discussed, you just get a. And then in the final step I want to do is I'm moving the a in front because it looks nicer. And that's the first half. The second half, e to the at we're not doing anything with, we're just writing it again, and we're taking the derivative of the second half, this sine bt. So what's the derivative of sine? Well, it's cos, with the bt left alone, because that's your inside function, multiplied by the derivative of your inside, which is your bt. What's the derivative of bt? Well, it's just it's just b. And now I'm moving the b in front, because it looks a little bit nicer, and so the second half we just end up with b a to the at times cos t. Now I'm putting the two halves together by just putting a little plus symbol between what we got from our first half and our second half, and that is our derivative of f prime. That's all that you have to do. You can break the problem down into little segments or chunks and do them individually, or if you really like a really long line, you can just write them all at once. I kind of broke them down into parts because I just don't have enough space on my screen. I mean, if you're writing on a piece of paper, you might, but yeah, that's basically how you do it. Hopefully you guys found this walkthrough helpful. There should be a little playlist over there that you can subscribe to the channel or watch some other videos on the playlist. I think I have about 100 videos from calculus so far. If you need some other subject studied or another question, reach out and let me know which one. Bye guys.